That is, despite the fact that they're nowhere close to North Carolina.
So far away.
We oftentimes talk about the footprint, if you will, of tropical systems, and these two storm systems, as they continue to dance with one another over top of the ocean, have pretty big footprints, if you will. That's a look at the wind field. So red shows you hurricane force winds, orange shows you tropical storm force winds. So obviously those don't come too close to North Carolina. But as you expand the view here and talk about the impact of the waves, those waves that Christy mentioned, those are able to travel much farther away from where the tropical storm and hurricane force conditions are. Thankfully, though, from our local perspective, man, we sure lucked out with this one. No impact whatsoever here at home. And as these two storm systems keep pulling away farther from Florida, what little impact they did have on our local area, just by making things nicer, is eventually going to move away. And by the way, we've been talking so much about Imelda and Umberto lately. Is there anything else for us to be concerned about? Well, thankfully, at least right now, the answer is no. There is a tropical wave that's generating some showers and thunderstorms here over the ocean, but the forecast models really aren't doing all too much with it. I will say, though, that as we move into the month of October, which, by the way, starts tomorrow, the area of the globe we really have to watch very closely is here across the Western Caribbean and, of course, real close to home in the Gulf, as this is the time of the year when storm systems are most likely to whip up in those areas. But again, as of right now, there's nothing there. So let's keep our fingers crossed that our good luck continues for as long as we possibly can here during the hurricane season. Now, I mentioned at the very top of the newscast that it is ironic that as Hurricane Imelda gets farther away from us, our rain chances are going to start to increase. And that's because the drier air that Imelda brought our direction yesterday and today that kept the rain chances very, very low. Well, as Imelda pulls away from us, that drier air is going to move along with it. And eventually here, as we get toward the end of the week and toward the weekend, a stationary front is forecast to set up nearby or directly over top of us. And whenever you have stationary fronts nearby, of course, that can help to trap moisture and just increase the chances of showers and thunderstorms across the area. So for tomorrow, again, not as much drier air around because Imelda will be much farther away from us tomorrow. So even though we don't expect buckets and buckets and buckets of showers and storms tomorrow, you will have a better chance of seeing your plans interrupted by something in late afternoon and early evening as compared to the very quiet weather we've had now over the past few days, all thanks again to Hurricane Imelda. When you look at this on the regional view, again, during the first half of the day, everything will be fine around here. It really isn't until late afternoon and early evening, the time of the day you'd expect some showers and thunderstorms in our part of the world. And as you'll find here, the primary focus tomorrow likely across areas of Charlotte, Lee, and Collier. That's where the rain chances continue to come back highest as you move throughout again the second half of the day tomorrow. After tomorrow, though, that's when that stationary front starts to set up across our area. So with that and a little more tropical moisture around, it helps to boost your chances of seeing a shower or storm back to 60%. And because it is a stationary front, that's where things will stay for a while. As of right now, the extended forecast keeps things a little stormier from time to time in our area through the upcoming weekend. But something I wanted to stress here is now that we are in the month of October, you can start to sometimes think about some relatively cooler air moving our way. Well, at least not right now. The data does not show any significant cool downs through at least the next 10 days. So even though there's a front nearby, it's not the type of front that can offer us any kind of significant relief when it comes to either temperature or humidity. All right, hang in there. Back to you.